Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on over at the PM store. How are we doing this morning, Andy? We all good?
Yes, fine, thank you very much. I am.
Yeah, I am. Yes. Matt, probably not so. He's probably a kick right now, literally on a surgeon's table as they're carving him up.
Hope he is, anyway.
Well, yeah, we hope he is. He's probably still in a waiting room waiting to go in. Anyway, yeah, no Matt today. He's off and having a little procedure done, as I say, because he's just trying to outdo us. Obviously, Andy had his kidney removed. I had a very near-death experience, so he's jumped in on the bandwagon and gone in for some surgery as well. So from the team side, we're just waiting on John and Nathan now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we'll pass the buck on to those. But anyway, we're doing all right, and we are here. Obviously, with everything that went on last week as well, there was sort of no show with that one, as you know. So anyway, we're getting back to it and seeing what's going on over in the PM world. So what have we had in new this week, Andy? Anything exciting?
Fair, nothing really much. We've had lots of pre-orders in that have obviously been and gone out. For example, the Italeri Wessexes and the Italeri Zaxpeed Escorts.
Yes.
There's still a few to pay for the Wessexes, which we'll mention in a bit. And we've got a few extra of the Wessexes because obviously we ordered more than we need for the pre-orders. So they'll be going up on the site after this. So if you do want one of the, because they do come and go, don't they? They get
yes.
quite old,
we've said about this. This is one of those kits. It's a really good kit. And as I say, it's around and then they just don't release it for years and years and years. And it is one of their best kits, I think. So definitely.
Yeah, nice I'll be banging them up after the show. I'll put them in, putting new arrivals, I think, because we don't have a section for Italeri anymore. So I'll put in new arrivals at the top. So if you do want one, grab them while we've got them, because they probably won't last long.
And it's a fantastic helicopter. Very nice, I must admit. I saw the footage from Riyadh with it flying as well, which is really nice to see the Wessex going again.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, they had the Yellow Sea King from 2 out of Somerset, the privately owned ones. So, but yes, one of them's in navy, with the sort of red nose and tail and all the rest of it, and the other one's in the Search and Rescue RAF markings for the Sea King. So it's quite nice seeing them fly together. So yes, some good bits there. Cool. And anything else?
No, so we've got lots of pre-orders due in. I'll list them out if you want. We've got the Rebel Eurofighter Blackjacks.
Yes.
Blackjacks are due in literally this week.
Yeah.
Also, the Infinity Models Vampire is in. I think anyone person's ordered that. The IBG MiG-29s are actually in the store, along with the ICM Desert Storm OV-10 Broncos, but we've not sent the invoices out yet because Matt's obviously not recuperated this week.
Yes.
So they won't be going out until Monday. So I decided to leave it till the end of the week before we invoice them. Just so that you're not paying your invoice and then waiting forever.
Yes.
So they're all basically due in this week. So look out for your invoices and we shall be sending them out as soon as they're paid.
Definitely. Because obviously, because Matt's having his surgery today, he's got to take it easy for the next few days. So basically, I know he's put annual leave. He could put it in there so it's a bit more dramatic, I thought. But he's not technically on annual leave. He's on rest and recuperation. He's a bit of R&R after his op. So again, he's going to be back in work on Monday. So he's going to have to take it easy for this week. So that's why technically the store's not lock closed, but obviously orders won't get processed until on the Monday. Yeah. Like Andy said, the pre-orders, they're in, but we don't want to invoice you until they're actually being dispatched. So if you're thinking, why haven't I had the invoice and all the rest of it, that's literally the reason for it. So, but as as soon as obviously he's back on his feet and all the rest of it, I'm sure he'll be down there with Lisa as well, and they'll get those out to you straight away first thing next week.
Yeah, I think Lisa's also gone in for a procedure this week as well, hasn't she? So both of them are
this is it. Yes, funnily enough, it's all over the place at the moment. Anyway, as I said, hopefully normal service will resume next week, and then we'll be back at it as well. So that will all be good. But if you are wondering, so I know some places have got them in stock now, shall we say? We obviously haven't put them on all the rest of it because we can't physically, although they're in the store, they're in the warehouse, so then we actually had a chance to sort of process them and get them out. So literally they've come in yesterday and things like that. So as soon as they're there, we will get them out to you, promise, as always. And again, as we said before, if you can pay your invoices promptly when you are sent them, it just helps Andy basically keep a track of who's paid and who hasn't, because as you imagine, we get hundreds and hundreds of pre-orders coming in, and then obviously most people pay them within a day or two, but the ones that sort of go on a bit longer, it's that process of dealing with them when technically you should be dealing with other things at that point. So no pressure. And like we've always said, if you can't pay for whatever reason, just let us know. Tell us you need a little bit more time. Tell us you need to cancel whatever. Don't just let us hang around with them, because obviously sometimes we get short shipped, has happened over recent orders as well. And obviously we can offer them up to other people straight away without any delay as well. But it just keeps the paperwork flowing and things easier for poor old Andy to keep on top of.
It does, definitely does.
Pads like that.
It's fair, you're not kidding.
No, you're in volumes of them and stuff. But anyway, over on the new arrival sections, you can see there's not a lot that's happened in here. Obviously, the Drakens went out straight away. We did have the Drakens in as well, and the various things. Hopefully, next week's show, we might have a little bit more to talk about various things that are coming in, because stuff is starting to shift now, and we are getting a lot of the pre-orders in and various things. But as you can see, this is the new-ish stuff, I'm going to call it now, because it isn't that new. Again, we're just getting the doldrums, but there is signs of things moving, shall we say, with stuff being released, new stuff being spoken about as well, coming through. So hopefully we'll be able to go through those very, very soon with you. But we got those in the store. Obviously the special offers, which will get changed on Friday as always. Might go full screen for this.
We didn't do them last week because there was a bit up in the air, wasn't everything? So, but yeah, they'll definitely get done this Friday. We'll be changing them over again. Yeah,
so if you do see anything right here that you actually want to, thinking about, grab it, because it might not be here on Friday as well. So we've got some nice bits and pieces down there. We spoke about Airfix have re-released the links again. So that one is out with you, and a couple of the actual Spitfire as well. And again, all these other ones that we've got down in here. Some nice ones. Those F4s are particularly tasty, and all the other bits which we've spoken about before just down in here. And obviously the damaged boxes, as you can see, from what people have been saying about a certain kit, that ours don't have as much damage. Not going to say it.
Surprised the Hobby 2000 Arado's still hanging around. That's a really nice kit. That's the really old Hasegawa one, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very nice indeed.
Once that's gone, they're slightly difficult to get hold of as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as you say, sometimes you get this situation now where companies are obviously doing reboxing, like Hobby 2000. So you now know for a fact when that's gone, it won't be around for a couple of years, because obviously Hasegawa's done a contract that they won't release it for an X amount of time, because obviously Hobby 2000 have done a boxing of it. So it's one of those that you sort of grab it as you go through. But again, some really nice stuff in there. And if you're into the naval stuff, you've got obviously the guns just on their own. So this is just the turret. And they're huge. Really nice. And again, even bigger again, you've got the Sea Dart and Sea Wolf system as well. They're really nice. I must admit, I'm going to have to do one of those. I'm quite a fan of those. I do like those systems, and they do like the phalanx and all the rest of it. So very, very nice indeed. So we got those up with you down in there. 25% mega sale still ongoing as always. So we got this one down. And again, bits get added. So we've got the Tomcats now in there, various things.
That's the last of the Tomcats, by the way.
Is that the last ones? Right,
sold to all the other ones, so yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that's the last ones down in there. And again, 25% off all of these as well. So if you want to grab any of your little bargains, as always, you can pop along to the PM store and you can grab any of those just down in there. So yes, lots.
Can you just click on the Flory Sanders, Phil? That's how we are doing for
stock
of them.
Right.
They've been selling like hotcakes.
They have. So if you're not aware, because obviously the members are, but I've discontinued the entire range of Flory Sanders. So what you see now is the last of it. And to be honest, you guys have got more than I've got on the Flory model site.
Right.
Because you had the last of a lot of it. So again, what you see is, to be honest, the blue Sanders we've got lots of, but again, the rest of it we haven't. Polishes we have and things like that, but that is literally it. So what you see is what it is. So once they've gone, they are gone. They're not going to be coming back. So again, we took the decision because of various reasons that we're not actually going to be doing Sanders anymore. So what you see is it. So if you're ever on the fence or you're thinking I might get low, grab them now, because I know, for instance, these polishes are out of stock with me totally. And again, we've got coarse and medium, but the fine ones have gone now and everything else. So if you want to grab anything from there, it's fine. Dark Dirt, I think you've actually got in stock now, Andy, because I sent them up last week. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So by the time this airs, that'll be back in stock. I'm sure Matt must have had them by now. I sent them out last week. So anyway, all the washes, they're permanent fixtures. They'll be there, no problem at all. But it's just the sanders are now on their way out. So if you want to grab any sanders, grab them now, because once they are gone, they are gone. And that's it. All right. So yes, various other ones. And don't forget all your usual bits and pieces. We had a lot of restocks in over the last 2 weeks of obviously AKs, haven't we? And things like that. And the real colours and all the other ones coming in as well for the paints. So again,
we've had an update of all the AK stuff and what have you. And
very nice. Lots
of
stuff.
And also Pans Racers. We seem to have sold a lot of Pans Racers, so that's been restocked as well. Last day or two.
Very nice. Yes. So we say
it's with Matt doing his figure painting.
I was going to say Matt's done a tutorial on figure painting. That's probably what's done that one.
Yeah.
So some nice, obviously the colours down in there, and it looks like we are fully stocked as well. So that's nice.
Yeah.
So we're fully covered with all of those. If you want to get any of bits and pieces, said before, they're just down in here as you can go through. But again, it's just a little bit thin on the ground as in kit releases and stuff at the moment. But we have got pre-orders piling in. So hopefully we'll be going along with those soon.
I know what we have added new. If you go to tools and accessories, fifth one along on that top row.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we've had some new. I think they were AK scissors because you can't have enough scissors apparently. We've also had. If you just go up a bit, we've also had the we had the AK, had the CMK triangle razor saw blades.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, so you can use them and fit it onto your own.
Yeah.
If you're wondering about the price, it's so much lower. It's because you only get one blade in it, whereas I think the others, you get 2 or 3, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And these are dual-sided, so you've got like a coarse side and a lot finer side. Well, they're both fine, but you know what I mean. Down in there.
Yeah, it's quite a good idea, actually, that triangle one. It's.
Yeah, it's dead handy for getting in little areas. Because again, if you've got a full-size razor saw, just can't get it in. It's all right for doing flat down, cutting down, but if you've got to get in somewhere, not brilliant. So very nice indeed. And again, as is all the blades. See, we've got them down in here. These are the ones that we use. And I know we got a question in about tweezers. So that's those, because these are Display. Don't forget, these down in here are Display reboxed by Meng down in there as well. And again, we've got the scissors, which I know I did one on the photo etch cutting scissors AK ones. So this is the normal ones now. So straight cut, photo etch. And then obviously you've got the decal paper one. Really nice as well. So yes, nice stuff down in there. Some cool tools. And again, we've had restocks of that in as well. So we're doing pretty well on all of them, as you can see. We've got Tamiya tweezers and everybody's tweezers, lots of tweezers. But yes, all your tools, all your various bits and pieces, again, down in there. So if you want to grab anything from there, you can do in the tool section down in there. Very nice. Right, okay, so if we pop over into the pre-order section, we can go through some of these. First up, obviously a new one that's in here is this one. So
we were requested by this one of the members if we were doing a pre-order for it. And at the time, we didn't have a supplier that we could get it from. Mm-hmm. It just so happened probably about half an hour after he messaged me, we got one of our suppliers put a post up, emailed us and said, we can get these. So,
very nice.
We decided might as well do a pre-order on it, see if anyone wants one.
Huge. So this is the 1/16 scale, Easy 8 Sherman. As I say, this is Tackham. It's obviously a joint thing with Andy's hobby headquarters doing this one. So if you want a monster, and it's still big. I know the Sherman's not the biggest tank, let's face it, but it's still going to be a lump in 1/16.
Yeah.
So, and again, the figures look absolutely fantastic. Very nice indeed. So you get a figure as well.
It does look great. What do you get? You get, if you just scroll back up a little bit more. So you get a metal barrel, working tracks, working suspension, multi-pose figure. I don't quite know what it means by that because every single picture shows the figure in the same pose. But
yes, because he could be stood by the tank there, or he could be stood in the hatch.
Optional rain gear. Now, the only thing I can figure out what the rain gear is the canvas shroud that goes over the gun mantlet.
Oh, right.
So I wonder if they used to leak.
I don't know, actually. Yeah.
And multiple decal options. I think you get either 6 or 8 different markings that you can do on it.
Right.
But every single one of them's in olive drab with a white star.
With a white star, yeah, that's it. You'll get a tiny little bit of numbering and a bit of graffiti will be the difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, if you are into obviously your bigger stuff, this is 1/16 scale, so it's going to be quite a bit of a monster. But anyway, we have got that on a deal there as well. So if you want to save yourself, 15, 16 quid, we've got it up with you for you, and we'll get that one out straight away as we get them in. So again, pop your name down, members, and you can get your discount on that one. We've also got in the 72nd F15E up on pre-order, as you can see, and this one comes with the new targeting pod and the new. So it's very similar, to be honest, to the one that I've just finished building, obviously, because that's the more modern version. So it comes with the sniper pod and it comes with the small diameter precision munition sets and various things. So you've got all the newer weapons, shall we say, as well. So this is the 72nd version of it as well. So very nice kit. If it does go together, and I do believe it does, the same as the 48 scale one, it's going to be very, very impressive. Very nice.
You're not being an F15 aficionado. Yeah. What's the thing that's on the wing blister thing?
That's the in-flight refueling pod.
Is it? It should. That normally be closed.
Yeah, they've done it from a point of view, which it doesn't make sense that he would not underneath the tanker, but seeing as there's bomb fire underneath, I wouldn't have thought the tanker would be right over the top of the target.
No.
But that's me being picky now on my box art. But yeah, quite clearly that should be closed, definitely. So yes, you'll be getting a low pressure indication in the cockpit when that's open if he's up high. So yeah, he needs to close that. But again, really nice kit. As I say, the Great Wall stuff is fantastic. Having done my one over there, very nice indeed. So we got that one in. We got Zucamori with the Wild Weasel version.
Again, I think this is one that we missed, and one of the members asked if we can do a pre-order on it. So
yes,
yeah.
To be honest, this is one of those ones where I built a few of these in the old guys when Hasegawa did it, which, you know, as you say, it's showing its age compared to this kit. But it does look really nice in what they call the hill scheme, which is the grey. So it's sort of that gunship grey and light grey scheme, because you can put a sharp mouth on it as well, because I've done it a few times. And it's one of the few jets that actually looks really nice in grey in the hill scheme. And as I say, the Phantom, let's face it, it's a very classic looking jet as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's nice that it's completing the long nose family now, because obviously this was the last of the Phantoms operationally, obviously used in the Gulf War 1, and if I remember rightly, it was credited with an air-to-air kill.
All right.
He didn't shoot one down. The guy flew into the ground, but it was credited because it pressured him into the manoeuvre. If I remember rightly. So yeah, you get, because he flew into the ground by being pressured by it. But yes, so very nice job on that one. But that's the Zucamori kit, and let's face it, I think, you know, I know we've seen Tamiya, but that's not the long nose versions for the Phantom. I think Zucamori have got these really tied up nicely now. I've got one in my stash right here. I've got the F4E early, and I say I've got a pre-order on the Japanese Defence Force ones as well.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to tackling one of those in the future. It'll be very, very nice. But it does look a very nice kit indeed. And again, the great thing is, to be honest, at one point they were really silly money, and although they're still not cheap really at sort of, you know, 80 quid full price, we're doing them 72, but it is that thing, you do get a fantastic kit with it. And when you look at the prices of, well, Hasegawa's now, and then obviously onto Tamiya's side of it at £100, that's a really good, you know, kit in the middle. You know, covers the middle ground very, very nicely. And it would be my sort of go-to Phantom, I suppose.
It's hard to say that when 80 quid is the middle ground, isn't it?
I know. It is absolutely criminal. Absolutely. And again, I think we've this one came in between shows as well. And this is the Ultimate Tempest by Edard. It's all we've got at the moment, but again, should be very nice as well. So this is the radial engine. Engine one for this one.
Which they've already boxed, but I believe this one comes with obviously a lot more options for markings, and also you get a book with it.
Oh, right. Okie dokie. Very nice. So that'll be good as well. So if you're into your Tempest and things. As I say, all the others I think we've covered before, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah, I think everything else is things we're waiting for.
Yes, I think we're pretty much good with the other ones.
Some of them should be in.
Yes.
I mean, basically from the deer models, Sierra Cosworths, everything else is closed because we know they are imminent and due in.
Yes.
Like, for example, the ICM Desert Storms, they are sort of like literally on the way in.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and the IBG, IBG flankers are in as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
this is the Wessex, which will go up on sale generally later on. So that's that kit as well. So we'll pop that up onto the site after we've done this. So by the time you see this, this will be in the new arrivals area. Yeah, Randy, we're doing that.
Yeah, that will be. Yeah.
Cool, very good, excellent. So you say lots of bits and pieces coming along there, and again, hopefully, not tempting fate here, but we're getting a little bit of movement with things coming around as well, and people talking about new releases and that, which don't know when that will be, but again, there's various things coming down the line in the modelling world. So again, we might be seeing Buccaneers and Spitfires out of Airfix over the next couple of months. Seeing as they're being pushed around a little bit with Pranjit, I see at showing off his wares recently on social media.
Would you build the new Spitfire?
Would I build it? I have to say, yes, I would. I haven't got a thing to do it now, but seeing as I've got the Typhoon up there in 24 scale, which is in my office upstairs, and I've got the Hurricane up there with it.
Yeah.
So it'd be quite nice to have the trio, and put that up there as well. I suppose, if you were from the American point of view, if you wanted a trio, then obviously the sort of equivalents would be the Mustang P47 and the Warhawk, P40. So it's our sort of trio for ground attack, sort of multi-role and a fighter, if you like, if you're looking at like that point of view. So yeah, it would fit the wall quite nicely with all three, but I'm not sure, because obviously it's a big lump. It is a big lump, but if it goes together, let's face it, like their other ones. I never built the Hellcat, but obviously we know the guys who did, and it looked to be a fantastic kit and very, very nice. But yeah, by the time I finish doing the rest of my big stuff we're doing this year, God knows where anything's going to go.
Yeah,
we'd be having an auction end of the year to flog off the built kits, I think, because obviously after this thing, I'm doing the Sky Raider. So and that's not small.
I think in the past I've done attempted a couple of Spitfires, but sort of like gave up halfway through because it wasn't a particularly nice kit, was it? But
no,
I do fancy doing the new one.
It would be nice, because I'm like you. I built it as a kid and completely hashed it and all the rest of it. I built it probably 20 years ago. I think it was a commission. And again, saying that I did it gear up, it wanted to be sort of an in-flight pose on a bit of brass and all the rest of it. And I did one of it. And again, because you're closing it all up, it's not so bad. It's fine. But if you wanted to have the niceties of it all, then it was a little bit of a handful. But that one should fit the bill very nice. Having looked at the CAD work, we've seen it, and the photos and the bits and pieces, it does look very, very nice indeed. So, yeah. If I'll ever get around to building it, I don't know. But no doubt we'll get one in and have a look at it. So yes. So anyway, there's all your pre-orders at the moment. As I say, lots of bits and pieces have come in. We will invoice you, as we said before, at the end of the week as we go through, and we can do it that way. Question-wise, we've got one from Jordan. He says, "Hi guys, I'm planning on building some World War II Italian Riga Aeronautica subjects in the future, and was wondering which paint ranges, hybrid, acrylic, and lacquer, offer the best colour matches. It doesn't appear Real Colour have them listed. Quite a few manufacturers give mixed ratios of RLM and FS equivalencies. Thanks, Jordan."
Wow.
Again, I think the trouble is, because you're dealing in the fringes of the side, it's not the standard US, British, German, Russian, is it? But Real Colours, I don't know. It's like... I think I've got my I'm just checking, see if I have got it here, which looks like, as always, I don't know what I've done with my paint shop.
I presume it's that he's doing the mottling camouflage on it, is he?
What, like the donuts?
Yeah, these sort of the little cloud things and so if it was me, I'd definitely be using a lacquer paint.
Yes.
Or speaking thing with lacquers to get it through your brush properly without it splashing everywhere. Crikey, who do it? Did Attacker do it?
I'm just checking. So I think Real Colours do a few, but I don't know if it's those ones because they're obviously quoting things like Radone Tan as being that type of colour, as in like FS33613. For the brown colour, they're giving it as FS30140. I'm just looking. They do have a few for the greens as well and all the rest of it. And again, it looks like they use like a kind of equivalent to like a light sea grey and a dark ghost grey as well for some of their others. Real Colours do a few of them. If you wanted to look them up, you're looking at RC224, RC227, and then down in here RC244, RC247, RC250, and 251 for Italian colours. Just see if you got any more. And you might actually say...
I bet Italeri do them, but then they're going to be acrylics, aren't they? And
yeah.
You're going to have fun.
That's it. I don't know about their new colour ranges. I don't know if you remember seeing Italian colours, did you, Andy, when you put up the new Gen 3s?
No. Not at all.
Yeah. I haven't got a Gen 3 catalogue here. I have to grab one and go through it.
I'm just looking through Attackers because it's so Attacker do some different ones, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit strange one, isn't it, really?
It is, very much. Yeah. I
was looking through Gen 3s now, and I think it's going to be a case of literally trying to find out, again, the FS numbers and matching it up with...
Yeah, trouble is, again, it'll be an equivalent to going through on something like that. It's very difficult when you're dealing with that type of subject because, again, a lot of it's open to interpretation. I don't think anybody actually does a set, so to speak. I don't know if Attacker did a set. I know we don't cover the sets very well, but yeah, as I say, Real Colours have got a few down in there,
I mean, I know that during the Second World War, some of the Luftwaffe units in Africa used Italian colours. So how different they were to the German colours in reality?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because a lot of them, so like you get the German African colours.
Yeah.
Which I can't see at the moment, but...
See how they're written up in here. 1, 2, 3, 1. Let's back up here.
Luke.
Yeah, they're not listing them as actually being Italian colours, but again, your other thing as well is just have a look around. Obviously, if you're on the forum, put in your plane you're working on and see what other people have done. And if they haven't listed the colours, just shoot them a message and say, "Oh, what colours did you use?" Because that's why we like to have the finished threads on there to say what it is and the paint you use, because that way if people are following along afterwards, it's an ideal example of people like, I don't know, sure what colours to look, that looks right to me, I'll find out what he used or she used. So, I don't know. What we'll do, we'll put this over to our paint guru person, Nathan, for all things Luftwaffe stroke Italian, and see if he might know for tomorrow's show.
We're broadening his horizons, are we now?
Yeah, we're broadening now. He's moving now over to Italian stuff from German as well. Right, Glenn says, hi, first, thanks for asking my questions about oil sets the other week. It was really useful. A tool question. He goes, I have quite a few expensive tweezers, which are okay at first, but the tips eventually bend and they become hard to use. And it's really hard to pick up anything with them. I've been sorry, my earpiece is falling out. I've been abusing them, and then obviously for using them for peeling off marsets. What tweezers would you recommend? Again, this is one of those things. If you're abusing them, no tweezers are going to last. But I was definitely one of these people that thought tweezers were just tweezers, honestly, because let's face it, quite a few people do them. There's lots of manufacturers out there. And then I'll be honest with you, the lovely Corrine from Brevco, their major importer of all things display, sent me, or gave me and Matt when we were over visiting a couple of years ago now, a set of both of them, and I've been using them ever since, and I have to say they are really very, very nice. You get one which has got more of a flat tip. It's around about, I don't know, 0.5 mil wide on there, and one's an absolute point, which is lethal, and as Andy was pointing out earlier, he stabbed himself many a time.
Quite a few times.
As I have. And I must admit, looking at the points now, they are still as good as the one we did. Now, display ones can be a little bit of a problem, but by the power of miracle, luckily for us, certain company, where is there we go. Meng rebox all of the display range, or a hell of a lot of it, and you can see them down in here. And again, this is one of those things, they're not cheap, but they really are good. So it is one of those things. Yes, you could go out and buy yourself, loads of pairs of cheap ones and just use them like disposable almost and do it that way. But these really are nice. There we go. This is the one with the tight little end on it. As you can see, that's the flat one, which is number 35. And then is it on here? Yeah, there it is. There's the other one, which is number 36, which is literally like a needle. And it is a serious needle. And I think we've all stabbed ourselves with it. They are horrendously sharp. And again, I haven't managed to bend them. Now, that may be that the quality of the metal's a bit stronger, got a bit more carbon in it than the normal sort of soft ones. But there is other options out there as well. So down in here, I think we've got a few different ones. Because, Andy, you were saying you like, which are the ones you like?
I like the Tamiya Photo Etch ones. Because Tamiya do loads of tweezers.
Tamiya do loads of tweezers, yes. Here we go. So again, you've got these ones here, which are angled and all the rest of it. These are the ones, isn't it? Are they the ones?
Oh, no, those ones, yeah. I know they're safe for photo etch, but they're a really strong tweezer.
Yeah.
And, sort of like, again, it's cheap ones. You just end up bending the ends all the time, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And I've had these things for years, and these still, are still probably as good as the day they bought them, apart from a bit of paint on them. But they're really good tweezers, they are. But again, I've also got the Meng version of what was Phil's display ones.
Yeah.
And these two pairs are my main go-to tweezers I use. I've got loads of cheap other ones.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I've got, that's the bit over here. I've got lots of them. You can normally tell because when you pick them up, you can feel these are heavier. These are just cheapy ones and all the rest of it. And to be honest, for years and years, I just use these, which I've got to think these things came off of Amazon or eBay or something.
The black ones?
Yeah, they're really, really cheap. I think like one factory makes them and just puts everyone's name on them.
Yeah, I think all my ones with thin ends on are all bent.
Yeah.
The thick ones aren't so bad, but it's all like they're all tweezers around the edge of me thing. God knows how old those plastic ones are. I've had them for many, many years.
This is it. But yeah, you've got various options down here. Like Tamiya do some cheaper ones as well. They've got the ones down here for sort of, £7.25 and all the rest of it. So again, you pay your money, you should take your chance. But like everything, and it's one of those things that comes up, people say, oh, they're a lot of money and they bend and break. It's a precision tool, so you do want to treat it. And I know I'm the worst one to say about treating tools correctly because I'm just an animal and break everything. But, you just use them for the better jobs. If you're just doing crap jobs, use crap tweezers, but if you're using the proper jobs, and to be honest, these, when you're picking up photo etch, for instance, they don't slide around, it's got hold of it and that's it, and you're good. And you can just place them where exactly you want it. You let go and you just move away and it does the job. But I tend to keep, especially the sharp ones, for proper jobs. So that may be, like you were saying, trying to lift something out, try and maneuver something, perhaps getting in that first corner on a bit of masking tape to lift it out of the way. Then the sharp ones go in there and then just get the corner of it. Then I might use the bigger ones, the flatter ones, just for peeling it back and so forth and so on. So again, just treat them with a little bit of kindness and a bit of respect, and they will last for absolute ever. These ones originally did come with a rubber guard, which I did use for ages, and at some point I've lost them now. But again, it's one of those. I tend to put mine in my little thing here and then slide into these little grooves. just to keep the tips and the points and everything nice, and I know where they are. But definitely, if you keep the covers on them and stuff, you shouldn't have a problem with bending them and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Can we just quickly go back to the previous question? Because apparently Hataka do Italian paints.
Right.
Apparently Hataka C052
Hold on.
is the exact match for, it's called Verde Oliver Scuro.
What's it called? C what?
C52. C052.
052.
Which is the green. They also do C279, which is the basically the base colour, the sandy colour that they use on the Italian.
Yes.
Is it not coming up?
It should do. It does work, this. I do use it all the time. There it is.
Right, saying it's olive drab.
Green drab. Well, it's not quite. That's, was it 086? Yeah, it's like forest green, I think they call it. Another people.
Yeah, so they're sort of calling it Verde Oliver Scuro, apparently, is the Italian name for it.
Yeah.
Which is the exact match with that colour. C279, which is the sandy colour.
Right.
Which is called Noccia Carrero 4.
The Italian's fluent.
Yeah. And they do C266, which is Grigio Azzurro.
Has it got an O on the end?
They've all got O's on the end. Chiaro, which is the exact match for that's the grey colour that they do.
Right.
And then there's also C311, which is RLM 74, which is used for upper surfaces. C007, grey violet, which is RLM 75, and C038, which is RLM 76, which is also used for lower surfaces. So obviously they do use matching colours to some of the RLMs, but they do three of the, three colours, which are weird because they're quoting the actual names on here, but obviously it's a different name on the actual set.
Yes.
So, 52, 279, 266,
it's probably 313. Fit the name on.
Yeah. 007 and 038 are the ones you want. That's what's in their set.
Yeah.
To do. Obviously, you won't need all, depending on which markings you're doing, but you should get a good match out of them.
Cool, good job. And you can rewind this at any point and listen to that again. Right, okay, so yes, hopefully that does the question there. Mike, we don't need to cover this in fully, but Mike basically came up with a bit of information saying that he thought that the MH60K kit, the Italeri one, and the MH60K kit came with miniguns on the side. It turns out it's just the MH, the Black Hawk kit of it does come. Okay, just to apologise the order.
Just the 2001 box they wanted of the G that apparently came with it, the paintball.
So the other one doesn't. So unfortunately not. To be honest, I need to find it. I did have a look after we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago because I've actually got two photo etch ones which I bought from a company, and I bought them at Telford years ago. And I don't know what I've done with them, but they were absolutely beautiful miniguns for it, for a project I was going to do and they never got around to doing. So you can get an aftermarket one as well, because I think it's quite a focal point of the helicopter with the miniguns. And the kit ones, although they're okay, they're not brilliant. So, but yeah, no, very nice for that one. And last up, we've got Graham, and he was saying about Kinetica teasing us on their Facebook about images of a C-17. Do you know if it's scheduled for release in 2023? I'll be honest with you, this was spoken about 4 or 5 years ago. That it was down the line, and there was some CAD work thrown around as well, and then it went really quiet. This is before all the problems in the world, clearly, and COVID and everything else, but it went quiet even before that. And then it was their gold series, as we call it, you know, the improved kits, and it was supposed to be coming down. And I don't know, as I say, I do speak to Raymond quite often about it. I'll chase him up on this. And you know, to find out when and where and all the rest of it. But again, they've got a lot on their plate at the moment. Obviously, we've got that G91, isn't it, which is due to be because it's being sorted out. There was issues with it, which I think, obviously members of the community brought to their attention. And again, I think what's great about Kinetic is that they listened. They didn't just chuck it out. They were like, okay, we'll pull it and we'll sort that out and we'll bring it back. So we got that gorgeous G91 coming along soon. The C17 as well sort of disappeared when everything went a bit pear-shaped, but it is coming back. And I must admit, I did pop over scale mates and there it is. But this thing's huge because it's 72nd scale. And let's face it, I don't know how much bigger it is to the A400, but I think it is a bit bigger. And that, Nathan's built it in 72nd. It's a monster. So that's going to be absolutely huge.
I can see it being one of those that people have in the stash.
Yes.
And never
like my A400, for instance, which is in my stash. But then I must admit, I saw Nathan build his and the trouble we had with his sync marks and thought, that can stay in the stash. So, but yes, I don't know exactly how much bigger or the size difference between that and as I say, a C17 and A400. But I know an A400 in 72nd with Nathan's one, and it is big. So it will be very, very big. And if you're into your transport stuff, clearly you'll love it. And it's a smart aircraft, let's face it. It's one of those jets which, you can do quite a bit with it as well. So, open it up. But we can hope that it's a good things. I've seen the original CAD work from it. It looked really, really good. So, yes, we can hope for good things off of that one. So, yes, cool. And that is about it, I think. Bit of a shorter show this week. Shows and talks all the time.
The C17 is 9 metres wider.
Oh, right.
And
that's quite a
lot then. 8 metres longer.
Oh, so it's a lot bigger. So, yes, definitely. Yeah. So, good luck with that one, kids.
And 2 metres taller.
Yeah, definitely. But, yeah, it'd be a nice kit. It'd be nice to see it. Again, we've seen, obviously, kits that have supposedly coming along have died a death and just been forgotten about. And, that was one of those that went very quiet with it, because I do believe they were quite a long way along with it. And then it went really quiet. So, it's nice to see perhaps it is coming back to the forefront, which is good. Well done, Kinetic, for keeping us going at the moment. But yes, as I say, hopefully we'll get some more details on various things over the next couple of weeks as we get into Q3 and getting nearer Q4 for the actual year. We do kits and then normally get to Q4 and everything goes a bit mad again as the nights start to draw in and stuff like that.
You can definitely tell that things are starting to shift again. Yeah, we're getting a lot more of the pre-order dates. Yeah, the dates are coming forward a bit now and we know when they're coming in. So, yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Very nice. Right, okay. Well, we'll call it right there. Thank you very much for joining us today. We will be with you live tomorrow night for members. If you want to join us for that one, we'll be on there. And then obviously you've got the first part of the Lancaster will be up with you on Friday. I'm working over the weekend, so there'll be another part of that will be up with you on Monday to make our way through. And then next week, we'll sort of get things back to normal of how we've been. All right, so plenty to see and do on that one, which would be good.
Yeah, so just a reminder that there's no one in the shop this week, and Matt will be back in Monday morning. And your deliveries will be going out then, so just bear with us a couple of days.
So so basically if you are expecting invoicing and things like that, just give a couple of days. We know about it, we've got them, it's just we don't want to invoice you until we're ready to dispatch. So that may be late this week or it might be early next week before we get around to doing those. But as soon as we're back in place and everything's up and running again, obviously we'll get all those all out.
But also people are putting orders in with the store. We'll get them out to you first thing Monday.
Yeah, no problem at all. Cool, very good. Right, okay then. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you all again very soon. Say goodbye, Andy. We're out of here. Happy modelling. Take care.
Bye.